Brought to you by Lister Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Jordan here, host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV. And today we are in the Tempe studios with my man Braden Hatch of Loan Depot. We go way back.
Yes, we do.
We go way back. I've had some people, some way backers on this show. People that you may know as well, Brock and some other people.
Oh, yeah.
Your wife was on the show.
My wife was here on the show.
So anyways, for those that don't know Braden Hatch, we'll give you a couple minutes to introduce yourself.
Fantastic.
Before we share some awesome stories from the past. No,
you got it. No, absolutely. So I'm Braden Hatch with Loan Depot. I'm a loan officer there. I've actually only been at Loan Depot for about 6 months now. I was previously with Wells Fargo Mortgage and back in the Wells Fargo days, which is how I know Jordan. But yeah, now doing my own thing out here at Loan Depot and just trying to get people home financing and telling my story. So here I am.
So Loan Depot, let's talk. Actually, we'll go back Wells Fargo. What interested you in doing mortgages?
Yeah.
Because me and Braden were both branch managers in the same market for a few years.
Yeah.
I think I was in Southeast Metro for a little while. And what interested you in getting into the mortgage side of it? Were you just tired of managing people or putting out fires every other day?
A couple things went into play with that, as I'm sure you know. I mean, I was a bank manager for about 5 years, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get kind of sick of having to do 100 different things at once and still get paid the same as the person down the street who shows up at 11 and leaves at 3 every day. So
right.
You don't get the same return that you put into it. Whereas in mortgage, it's obviously it's a commission gig, so the more you put into it, the more you get out. And then so that was kind of what started it. I wanted to just be able to see the gratification of my hard work, because I am kind of a workaholic. I love to just work every single day. But the other piece of it too was, and I think you know this, I was in the credit champion piece with the market back in the day. And so I always liked credit and being able to offer those solutions for clients. And so I really kind of found my niche in mortgage because it's a good opportunity to really help people. I mean, I'm either helping people buy a house, which is awesome, or I'm helping people save money on a refinance. So I'm just helping people instead of having to deal with complaining people all day long and things like that.
Human element.
The
is
human
just,
element.
Just the worst. Not just kidding.
So
especially guys like Farai over here in the corner. I deal with him on the daily basis. Goodness.
So just a little bit of that, but I got to a certain point where I couldn't do as much as I wanted to being at the bigger bank. I just limited on products, and so that ultimately made my move over to Loan Depot, where I just have a lot more products, a lot more flexibility.
So
a lot more people.
So that was the big draw. So we know that there's hundreds of loan companies out there. Why did you ultimately decide to go with Loan Depot?
Yeah, for sure. So when I knew I wanted to make a move,
by the way, it sounds like Home Depot. Just
I know, I get that all the time. When I call people, they're like,
I'm looking for a orange logo. It just
yeah, I seriously get that all the time. I didn't know Home Depot did mortgages. I'm like, well, not quite. But no, actually, I did a ton of research, and so when I knew I wanted to leave the big bank, I researched probably 10 to 15 different loan companies. Met with a lot of different recruiters, a lot of managers. I actually met with a couple of CEOs of some of the bigger companies as well. But ultimately, everyone kind of had the same story. They're just like, yeah, we'll definitely hire you, but you got to figure it out. You gotta find your own clients. You got to build your business, which is fine. I have no problem doing that. I didn't really see a lot of support system. And so after I spoke with Loan Depot, they have kind of a hybrid model. So they have a group of us that all work together like on a team, but we're not like an official team. But so I've got like a manager there at the office who helps with things. He had a clear focus for where he wanted to take the business and how he wants to help me grow my business. And so I really just kind of encaptured their vision. And then their other idea of it is they feel that technology is kind of what's shifting the world, right? We're seeing a big change in the way people operate and the way they do their business. You look at the way you shop for something now as compared to the way you shop for something 10 years ago. Back in the day, I think you talk to the older generation when they wanted to buy their first house, what do? They walk in their bank, they talk with their banker, they sit down and they work it out. Nowadays, people go online, they go to Quicken or Lending Tree, and they want to get the best deal out there, and they want to shop 15 people at once. And sometimes they don't even want to talk to somebody. They just want to.
Right.
I have some clients that I literally don't even meet till the day of closing because I've been texting them and calling them and emailing them the whole time. So it kind of took that model of technology. And if you look at it, there's kind of another big loan company out there.
Even me, like I like that technology side of things because it's
convenient.
Sometimes when you don't have to interact all the time or that back and forth, and you just have a list of, okay, this is what I need, it just makes the process
It does. It simplifies it, right? Nobody wants to go through and sit down and bring all their papers and do all that sort of thing. So Loan Depot had this idea that very similar to what like Quicken Loans is doing, right? So Quicken Loans, I think, is the biggest online lender that there is.
Rocket Mortgage?
Rocket Mortgage, those guys. Yeah. But their idea is they basically, they wanted to take the human element out of it and just say, all right, we're going to give people access to kind of get their own loan, do their thing, and just go through the process. So we kind of took the opposite idea on that. The CEO that we got, his name is Anthony Shea. He thinks that people are the biggest differentiator, but we also got to have the technology to go along with it. And so what he does is he kind of paired that technology piece. We have all the same systems. Our online application is actually phenomenal. You can do it from your cell phone. You get to see your credit instantly. In most cases, it will verify your employment instantly and verify your bank accounts instantly. So I've just eliminated you from having to get your pay stubs, get your bank statements, get your W-2s, your pay all that stuff.
Oh, so it'll automatically pull.
Automatically pulls all that stuff for you. So by the time it gets to me, I'm just talking about loan options and say, okay, we can do this, or this. And then you figure out which is going to be the best deal, and then we have an instant pre-approval. It takes about 15 minutes if we do it right.
Really?
So that's really cool. And so we were able to pair that with the customer service of having an actual human being that's going to be able to answer the phone on a Sunday or a Saturday when you need to get some questions answered, because the home loan process is pretty intense. I mean, if you've never done it before as a first-time home buyer, I see things all the time online, right, where it's like,
right.
I can't even buy a house because I don't have 20% down. Well, you don't need 20% down. So it's that education piece that I think you need the human element for, mirrored with the technology piece to just make it simple and easy so that you don't have to run around all day and track down documents. So we try to combine those two things. So I really just believed in the vision of it, and so far it's been awesome. I've really been enjoying it. So
is Loan Depot Arizona wide, or is it countrywide? How big is Loan Depot?
We're actually in all 50 states. So
really?
Yeah, we're in every single state. You can get a loan anywhere in the country with Loan Depot. We got a couple other kind of fun things that we do that I think not a lot of other people are doing. So we offer, obviously all the mortgage loans. We do offer home equity loans as well, and personal loans. So you can actually get a personal loan in about 15 minutes online, obviously pending credit and all that good stuff.
Sure.
So we've kind of combined a few of those things to really just help with the overall lending piece. Another cool thing is once you get your first loan with us, refinances in the future don't cost anything.
Really?
So we found that most people once they get their first loan, they refinance anywhere between 3 to 4 times over the life of that loan. And obviously it costs money each time you do that.
Right.
That adds up. So what we did is we want to keep them. So we're a retail location. We service the majority of our loans. We obviously sell some of them. We're a mortgage company, but we try to service as much as we can. And then you get something when you close called a lifetime guarantee certificate. And that enables you to do a refinance anytime you want at no lender costs. We waive the appraisal fee, everything. Doesn't cost you anything. So that's a huge benefit as well, is when you're shopping around and looking at all these other lenders. Obviously, everybody wants the best rate. Well, at least you can have that peace of mind, though, if rates ever do drop, it's not going to cost you anything to take advantage of that lower rate. So I thought that was kind of cool.
So how do rates at Loan Depot, because there's a lot of like are rates kind of around the average on typical? I know we're not going to be talking about rates specifically, but in general, are you guys lower or average or?
Yeah, we're very competitive. I go up against the big guys all day long. I get shoppers every single day that call me, and so we're usually on point with where everyone else is at or lower. Some products are higher. Again, there's a lot of factors that goes into that, but overall, we're not going to lose a deal over not being the best rate.
Got it.
We've never ran into that.
Sweet, man. So how has your experience been so far with Loan Depot? Obviously, we know that, there's a lot of, innovative companies coming out.
Right.
Who knows if Amazon's going to launch a mortgage company or whatever, But how is that experience at Loan Depot versus like a traditional bank? Because when I worked there, I can only say so much because it's been like
Sure.
four and a half years since I've been in, and I remember the process just being so long. And even when I was focused on doing real estate deals, everybody don't do the big banks because it takes so long, or it's unpredictable, or they need more than 45 days to close, and you're like, why?
Right. That was some of my bigger challenges. So obviously, just because of sheer volume at the bigger banks, they have a hard time putting loans through because they're dealing with hundreds at a time. I'd never had a dedicated processor. It would go to a pool, essentially. Somebody would pick it up in 48 hours, review it, and that's if they were working on time and not behind schedule, which, there was a lot of struggles. That was the big piece of it, was the timing. At Loan Depot, everything is in-house. So where I work, which is just down the street over here on Gilbert and Baseline, our processors are in the same building. And I just have one that I deal with. So everything goes to that person. They handle it for me. Turn times are 24 hours. They send it off to the underwriter. It's another 24 hours. So by the time you're under contract, get me out the docs, I can have an approval in 2 days. And so the timing of everything works really good because we've got a set process. I've got my assistant that handles all the pieces, make sure it's a complete file. Processor has their assistant to make sure it's complete. They order the appraisal. It's just a very clean, smooth process. So definitely don't have to worry about missing those closing dates as long as we've got everything that we need. So that's been the biggest thing, is just everything works. And I feel like at the bank sometimes it was kind of a hassle, right? I'd have to call and yell at people and say, all right, can you look at this? Can you work this file? Can you get it done? And it was just, I was spinning my wheels working all day long.
It's almost like, you have to threaten for them to do it on a regular time,
Yeah, because I still got loans done on time, but it was a lot of work and a lot of time off of, out of my day to make sure it gets it done. Here, everybody has the same vision. Everybody works towards that close of escrow date, whether it's a 20-day close, 30-day close, whatever it is. They're going to push to make sure that date happens.
How fast have you gotten a deal closed?
Quickest one was we did one, I want to say 12 days.
12-day closing.
It was crazy.
Wow.
Now, that's obviously not typical. This was
That's not typical.
This was like somebody who was ready to go. They had all their
fast.
docs. One of the coolest things that we do, I do a lot of what we call them save me deals. I've actually been able to do probably 6 in the last few months here, where they were declined from another institution and then came to me, and I was able to get them approved and get them in their house. And so we basically save the deal. Done that with a couple new builds. New builds are actually the biggest ones. So for whatever reason, the mortgage companies can't get their loan done, and they come to me, and so I'll be able to rework it and take a look at it and approve it, because we have 0 overlays, and so we underwrite directly to whatever, Fannie, Freddie, all those guys. If they'll take it, we'll do it. Plain and simple. We have a very common sense approach to lending, which is refreshing.
So why do real estate agents and customers, why would they want to choose Loan Depot? What are the ultimate I guess selling points to Loan Depot versus somebody else? What are you seeing that your customers are telling you, like, oh wow, like what are those experiences?
So my biggest thing, and I actually have a giant sign in my office, this is kind of my motto, is I have a big old sign that says no days off. So I feel like the biggest issue in any one of these transactions is communication. Either the realtor or the borrower or the lender, they're not communicating, and nobody knows what's going on. If you call me, I'm going to answer my phone. I don't care if it's Sunday at 10 o'clock and at night, Friday morning, I'm going to be available to answer those questions and get you through the process. And so I have that open communication. I let everybody know what's going on every step of the way, so there's no last minute surprises or not knowing what's going on. So that's one of my biggest selling points, is I'm just going to be available to you. I'm going to be there whenever you need me to get it done. For my clients, obviously they get the things we talked about, the benefits of the lifetime guarantee. They get a nice low rate, great loan product, and then the ease of our technology to be able to get the loan process through. So that's what I've heard from most people, is just the loan piece has the easiest part of it. The hard part is finding the right house. And so that's kind of cool, because it's usually the other way around. It's like we found the house and it was a nightmare getting the loan done. And so it's cool that I haven't had any bad experiences with the loan process so far, because everything has just gone through so smoothly. Second piece for my referral partners, my real estate agents, is we've got a lot of cool tools to really help get their business to the next level as well. I've got a dedicated marketing company where we can do joint marketing items. I can create websites for their listings for them. A lot of different tech pieces. We have a really cool like open house app on the iPad. So like when people sign in, they just plug it in and then it sends the leads out to both me and that realtor. So we have the shared leads. When I make a note, they see it. So just a lot of cool benefits for my referral partners, my clients. That's just kind of the tip of the iceberg, but
yeah, that's
some
pretty
fun
awesome.
Stuff. Yeah.
So if somebody watching this right now, they're maybe interested in getting a home loan or a personal loan or whatever. Do you do all those kind of loans yourself?
I just do mortgage loans. Yeah.
Okay,
so
so
me
just
personally, mortgages in the state of Arizona. That's the only place I'm licensed.
All right. So if somebody is interested in getting a mortgage or they're looking to buy, or a real estate agent has had a bad experience or they're frustrated with their current lender partner that they're using, how do they go about getting a hold of you?
Well, it's really easy. Cell phone's the best way. I'm happy to give it out all the time. It's 480-338-2916. My email is very simple, bhatch@loandepot.com. So yeah, those are the two best ways. You can call, text, email. Like I said, there's no days off for me. So
no days off. I like it. Hey man, well it was good having you in the studio here at Lister Pros. Good to see that things are going well for you, Braden, and since those old Wells Fargo days of ours that we put in there.
We did our time.
We did our time. But at the same time, learned a whole heck of a lot.
No, absolutely. It was a great experience.
Working there. So.
I really appreciate everything that I've been able to learn and everything that I've done so far.
Yep. Well, awesome. Thanks for coming on to Real Estate Pros, and we will see you guys on the next episode.